Hello, fellow gamers. This is Drumba, and I'm currently in my work uniform. But this is been a while. But I've been thinking about getting a new processor and such. And what I've been planning on upgrading to, comparatively to the new processor and all that, I wanted to upgrade to a 5950X processor, like a 16 core, but then I figure out they made the X3D models, which is more of for gaming, which I'm going to use that for. Let me show you what I'm going to shop for, pretty much. I'm going to shop for this general processor. Don't worry about the zip code being leaked because I changed the zip code on the incognito window, so you wouldn't be able to see where I live in general. But this is the processor I recommend getting compared if you're going to go out gaming with a better workload. This has a Vcache, which is recommended for gaming. In general, I think it's more powerful than the 5950X, but if you're going to go out for a workstation PC, I recommend the 5950X comparatively to this. This is meant for gaming and graphics and such. Uh, Pretty much, I've been searching on the internet for a very long time to get thinking about getting this processor instead of burning a hole in my wallet with the Ryzen 5 5950X or something, or whatever it's called. The 5950X is a 16 core and it costs $445, but it has 16 cores. But it's not meant for gaming. It's meant for workstation PC. If you're, for example, producing videos at 4K, 120 FPS, for example, I would use the 5950X for video production and editing video. But I don't do 4K footage at all. So if I was going to upgrade, I'll go to the 5800 X3D comparatively to upgrade from my 6-core processor to an 8-core with Vcache technology. So this might work for my Ryzen Radeon RX 6800 XT. Comparably, that's what my graphics card I'm currently running. I recommend that graphics card. But this is a good processor to upgrade from for $321. And then what else I'm gonna buy is a solid state drive. For example, I want an 8 terabyte solid state drive internal from Samsung, for example. They have it for $479. This used to be very cheap. This ain't the right price, but I guess it's sold out or something. But it is a cheap, affordable SSD. They used to be much cheaper than that. It used to be for $360, but oh well. But it's worth the price. Some places have them in for cheaper, but I wanted to get that solid state drive in general, the 870 QVO SATA 3 8 terabyte. If I was going to upgrade my M.2, the best solid state drives would be the M.2 NVMe SSDs, which are recommended. And these aren't cheap either, but they are getting lower in price. But still, other stuff that I would recommend upgrading probably in 3 years from now would be the Radeon 7800 or something XT. If I was going to upgrade CPU, for example, I was going to buy one online, I'll buy the Radeon Merc 310 7900 XT, 20 gigs of VRAM, Retina 3 for $790. It's not as expensive, but I think I can get a better price on it when it's on sale in winter next year. But I guess prices went up in general. And oh, cool! my microphone's still enabled. So I didn't have a mic for a second. But yeah, this is what I would upgrade to, 7900 or 7800, but that's cheaper. But pretty much technology has changed, but I still have to find a good processor to get. I just haven't decided which one to get, like the 5950X, uh, 5950X processor, or just a 5800 X3D, which I'm going to go with the X3D in general. I paid the same price for the 5600 back then. I think I paid 200, 150, but it's a good processor price range. Um, what else is on my mind? Currently, still planning on what to do this week, but pretty much I've been busy making content in general, but I still have to like figure out what parts to upgrade to, what my apartment situation. I finally signed the lease. Pretty much, I signed it, so I'm all good for next year. My lease doesn't end until September 31st of 2025. Pretty much, when I move to Elgin, I'm going to transfer my workplace to that location. I'm going to move workplaces because I work for Jewel, and they're part of the union. And if I plan to move, I might move to another area. But if I can get closer to family, that'd be great. I don't know if I want to move to the west side of Chicago. Like, I would move north because it's better there. Um, but yeah, I still have plans for the future. It's just haven't been decided on what's gonna happen to me after I move out of my old place. Still, I got saved for this year is how much money I saved for this year is probably 14,000 net worth. Some of it's in 401ks and Roth. I have that saved up as well. Like I think I have like over 1,200 in Roth in retirement. But still, making money is important, and staying on a budget is key to get this new processor. But yeah, newer games I might get. For example, I might get newer games like for example, I would get newer games on Amazon or something like that. Like what games I'm gonna get. Sorry about that. It was a messed up games. Xbox games. I don't know what I'm gonna get for games in general, but my plan was getting a new controller, but I've quit playing Xbox and stopped paying for Game Pass because I'm wasting my prescription on Game Pass because I don't want to buy any more of the free games that they used to get. Like when they got rid of Game with Gold, I quit paying for the subscription because I didn't want to pay for gold anymore, and they stopped using the Xbox Live Gold subscription. Now it's like Game Pass Core, and you can't get a year of Xbox Live anymore. Like I wish they had Game Pass Ultimate for a year so I could save money on Game Pass, but they didn't have that option when I signed up for it. So pretty much I stopped paying for Game Pass because I didn't think all the games were fun and I got bored of them. And luckily I had a few games that I got a 1,000 completionist on it. But the games were hella boring. Like they're not recommended. Like it's mostly bloatware and like I tried High on Life, did not enjoy it. Like I also tried Starfield, which is great. I recommend Starfield if you play it. The only downside with Bethesda games, like for example Starfield, like it's all loading screens. You have to when you land on a planet, you have to go to the next planet, but you have to load into the like you traveled through space and shit. Like when you warp, it's a load screen. When you warp again, another load screen. It's not fun, I would say, with loading out of space and going into space, like, that's annoying. Like, I would not recommend loading multiple loads, like, just transition to a planet to a orbit. Like, mostly it's orbit talk. So yeah, I had fun with Starfield. I just say it wasn't great as expected. Like, when you go to another universe or another multiverse, when you collect all the fragments, like in Starfield, for example, it just wasn't as good as expected. But it is a good game. I just say it's not as expected. If the modding community made mods where you could physically land on the planet and land on the planet itself, like kind of like kind of like No Man's Sky. Like, I think No Man's Sky is way better than Starfield, but I got bored of No Man's Sky, even though with the new constant updates that No Man's Sky brung in with all the DLC that you get for free, but uh, pretty much there's just not enough content in Starfield. Like, there is a lot, just not enough to enjoy in second playthrough of being a Starborn. So it's not as fun as I can tell, but it was alright. So hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll talk to you guys soon, and thanks for watching.